Hi guys, my name is Xiaowei Wang and I am an exchange student from China. I'm in grade 4, majoring in teaching and learning. I have been studying elementary education for 6 years. I once did intern in grade 3 as an English teacher in China, and I have 4 years part-time job experience in an English learning institution. This semester, I did my practicum in Glen Spring Elementary School for more than 15 hours. I analyzed Miss Well's library for the diversity of the book and the year of the book. About my final, I choose to do research on children's literature books about disability. There are two parts of my final, mental disabilities and physical disabilities. For the mental part, I choose topic of autism and PTSD. And for the physical part, I choose topics of cripple and facial defect. The first subcategory is autism. Autism is a developmental disability. Children and adults with autism have difficulty with social communication, interactions, and behavior. When I do intern in the Green Spring Elementary School, there's a girl in the next class have autism. I thought autism is quite normal these days, so I think it's necessary for my students to learn something about autism children and to help them. First book is called My Friend Has Autism. It was written by Amanda Doran Tuvey, illustrated by Christian Sora. It is a picture book about the friendship between a white boy Nick and a Spanish boy called Zach. Zach had autism, which made Zach different from other kids. For example, he might not talk when he concentrates on making model plans. He did not like others to touch him. But as his friend, Nick tried to understand Zach and did not keep distance from Zach. Nick thought Zach was a little special but so cool because Zach knew much about plants and Nick learned a lot from Zach. To attract students' interest in this book, I would ask questions about the surface first, and after reading aloud about the book, I would ask questions about what is autism, what do you know about autism, and how will you make friends with autism peers, and how would you help them. The second picture book about autism is called My Brother Charlie. It was written by Holly Robinson Patty and Rowan Elizabeth Patty. It was illustrated by Sean Evans. It is a story that happens in a family that the boy called Charlie has autism. His brain works in a special way and it's hard for him to make friends. However, like her sister said, Charlie could do many things better than normal people. Like he could play piano well and he knew a lot about plants. To attract students' attention in this book, I would like to show the illustration of the book, since all the illustrations are very vivid. And after reading this book to students, I would like to ask questions about what do you think of Charlie's sister, and what will you do if you got a brother or sister who have autism? The second subcategory is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It is a mental health condition that's triggered by a terrifying event. The reason why I choose this topic is that many people do not think PTSD is a mental disability. Many people ignore it and do not realize it. So I'd like my students to learn it and learn how to deal with it. First book is called Why Are You So Scared? It was written by Beth Andrew, illustrated by Catherine Berkland. Why Are You So Scared is a book introduces PTSD and explains how it can occur in family, its symptoms, and how to live with an individual affected by PTSD. Kids who have parents with PTSD can often feel confused, scared, or helpless. This book explains the symptoms is non-threatening, kid-friendly language, and is full of questions and exercise that kids can take and parents can work together. When I introduce the book to the class, I would ask first a question about what do you know about PTSD? And after reading this book, I'd like to ask my student that what would you do if your parents have PTSD? And do you think your parents is not loving you because they are often getting angry with you? Second book is called Why Is Dad So Mad? It was written by Stas Castle and illustrated by Carissa Duho. This picture book is a narrative story told by a family's point of view of a stable member who struggle with PTSD and its symptoms. Many service members deal with anger, forgetfulness, sleepless nights, and nightmares. This book explains this and how they affect that. Since the book is easy to read, I would like to let students read by themselves first, and after reading I would give my question like, so why are you think Dad is so mad, and how can you help him? And the third part is cripple. It's a kind of physical disabilities. It means people cannot work or have to stay in wheelchairs. Because I saw many students who in wheelchairs at UF campus. So I think it's necessary for my students in elementary school to learn about the life who have to stay in wheelchairs. Days with Dad was written and illustrated by Nari Home. Days with Dad is a picture book that happened between a father and daughter. The story follows an ongoing conversation between the two about the father's regret over what he is unable to do with his daughter because of his reliance on a wheelchair, but his daughter makes it clear that there's nothing to feel badly about, whether they are sitting on the beach building a sand castle or drinking hot cocoa and watching the rain. What she loves are the things they can do together. To attract students' attention in this book, I would like to let them read first by themselves, because all the illustrations are very colorful and warm, and the sentences in the book are very simple. And after reading, I would give questions like, do you think the father is a good dad? And do you think the girl loves her father? The second picture book about cripple is called We're Going a Circle. It was written by Peggy Para Anderson. It is a picture book that things happen to a racehorse who hurt his leg, and the horse is soon carrying some very special riders. Some of them can walk and some of them can't even see, but they play games, they wave, they smile. Like the horse, they may not be the strongest in the forest, but they are special and important. In the simple and sensitive story, the writer reveals the interconnection between everyone involved in hypertherapy and the benefits they all share from the experience. This book I would read for students and meanwhile show them the illustration. And after reading aloud about this book, I would ask questions about what do you learn about hypertherapy, and do you think the horse still work hard when he's not a racehorse again? The fourth subcategory is facial deformity. The face is vital for the identification of the individual. Defects in facial forms cannot be cancelled. The origins of most deformities lies in the bony skeleton. They may be either cognitive or acquired. The book I choose for this subcategory is a novel called Wonders, which is written by the R.G. Palazzo. It is a story about a boy called Augie. Augie was a boy who born with facial deformity. Sometimes other children might scared by his face. It is hard for Augie to live and to have friends or get normal education. He got school bullied and unfair treatment at his new school. Luckily, he got his family support and a friend support. And by the end of the story, he got his new classmates support by his intelligence and effort. They began to respect his difference and treat him equally. To close the story, I would ask a question like, do you think appearance is important to a person? After reading this book, I would ask students that do you think it's appropriate to judge a person just based on his outlook? And what do you think is important to a person, to an individual? Thank you for the time.